Hi guys, so in this session we are going to start up with the discussion of 2D array. So what is 2D? So it is two-dimensional array. So it is a very important concept of storing data elements by using C program. So now we will go on to the discussion. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the introduction of two-dimensional array and its meaning and syntax, that is a way to declare the two-dimensional array, and with a practical example. So now we will move on to the introduction part. So in this slide, if you see, I have written two types of diagrams. So this diagram is for one-dimensional array and this is for two-dimensional array. So this is the same diagram which we have discussed in the last session of 1D array. Okay, so what is one-dimensional? For a variable, we can store more than one element inside a single variable that belongs to the same type. Isn't it? So color is a variable. So under this variable I have stored 5 elements, right? Values. But in the 2D array, what is the advantage if you notice here is we can store under a single variable. So for example, so this is the same name of the color which we have used here, right? So you just watch here, I have stored, for example, only 4 elements, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 index elements. Can you understand? So 5, total size is 5. But in two-dimensional array, if you see, for the same variable, how many number of elements I have stored? If you just count and see, you will be having around 25 elements, right? So from this, what you are able to understand, we can store more number of elements inside a single variable when compared to the set of colors, right? So how it is possible is we are using a tabular representation. So combination of rows and columns is called as a tabular representation. So it is also called as a matrix representation. So each 0, 1, 2, 3 in vertical lines are called as a column and this row is called as horizontal lines are called as a row. So if I want to access this value black, I want to use 2 index, right? So in one-dimensional array we will be using only 1 index. Here we are using 2 index. Okay, so this is for row and this is for column. Can you understand? So colors with the intersection of 0 row and 0th column is going to provide you the value of black. For example, the colors variable of 3rd row and for example 1st column is going to produce the value of sky blue. Like this, I can access the elements by using 2 index values in two-dimensional array. Why it is two-dimensional we are calling it is because it is row and column accessing. Can you understand? Okay, so now what is the maximum size of this one variable? So here we have 5 rows and 5 columns, isn't it? So 5 rows and we are having 5 columns, isn't it? So if you just multiply and see how many answer you will be getting, so the answer is going to be 25. So I can store here for this variable colors at this instant of time 25 values I can store in my colors, but this type of data storage is not possible in one-dimensional array. So this is the greatest benefit of using two-dimensional array. Okay friends, are you all clear? Right. So now we will move on to the conceptual understanding and its syntax. A 2D array, you just read whatever I just explained you with the diagram. I have written it in theoretical way so that you will be able to understand by having a relation, right? So it is a collection of value storage. Wait, let me change the color. Defined as a collection of values stored under one variable. See, it is same as that of 1D, but how it is represented in the form of matrix or by using tabular representation. Just now I told, isn't it? So we are also storing here a homogeneous variable, meaning is same type of values are stored in colors, isn't it? So vegetables, is it possible for us to store in color? It will not come. It is a mismatch. So the system will not accept, only homogeneous data type variable will be accepted. So how we are storing? By using rows and by using columns. So data storage is larger than 1D array. I told it, isn't it? So now see, this is the point, data type variable, that is how to write, or the syntax of 2D array is, once again I will change the color. 2D array is data type, variable name, index 1 and index 2. So index 1 is row and index 2 is column. This also explained you just now. I think so you will be able to understand it. So these two are also called as subscript, isn't it? So refers to the maximum size that is being stored in an array variable. Okay, so what is the index value that is going to start from? You just recall and tell me in one dimensional array. So it is 0, isn't it? So same thing we are using here. So 0, 0. Just now we saw, isn't it? So now we will see one example. Character is a data type. Name is an array variable. So row values should be 5 and number of columns should be 5. Can you understand? I am going to create a matrix or a table with the name as NAME. So that table will have 5 number of rows and 5 number of columns, isn't it? So now, what will be the maximum size? Therefore, you will have 5 number of rows into 5 number of columns. So totally you can store 25 characters. Why I am giving here as character is, it is a character data type, friends, isn't it? So I am representing here as characters. So how will be the index value? 0, 0 to 24, 24. Can you understand? So this statement you see, intersection. If I want to retrieve a particular value from a table, I must have to need the intersection of a row and column. So this retrieves the value. Okay, see for example, colors of 0, 0, if I am going to access, if I give this, you will get the value as black. For example, colors of 1, 0, meaning is first row and 0th column. Okay, so this is row and this is column. I am repeating it again and again so that you will be able to follow. Okay, row and column, combination of row and column of 1 and 0 is going to produce you maroon. Right, friends? Are you all clear? Right. So now we will go on for this practical example. Okay. This is a practical example of implementing two-dimensional array. So now we are going to start its learning. So this is a header file. So this is void main. See, this is a way of declaring an array variable using two-dimensional array. So I am going to create an array ARR having 3 rows and 4 columns, not 3 columns and 4 rows. Okay, number of rows is 3, number of columns is 4. Okay, friends. So now what is the first statement? I am going to print as, just enter the elements of the matrix. It is going to print as it is what is being given within the double quotes. So now you see, in order to enter the elements inside a two-dimensional array, I must have to use a looping structure, because the data has to be inserted in the appropriate row index and column index. So for that, I need a looping expressions in order to store that element in the exact tabular format. So here I have used 2 for loops, right? Please follow. First for loop is for row insertion. After inserting the row, the second one is for column insertion. Right, friends? Okay. So second one is for column insertion, isn't it? So you see, the for loop is going to execute 0 times, 1 time and 2 times. Okay. Can you follow? I think so all will be knowing what is the use of a for loop. If anybody who didn't know the meaning of for loop, I request you to go and watch and come over here so that you will be having a clear idea of using this for loop. Okay. So for I is equal to 0, okay, so this complete statement will execute, right? Again, for I is equal to 1, this statement will execute. For I is equal to 2, this statement will execute. So 3 times I am executing this statement. So now keenly notice, for j is equal to 0, okay, for j is equal to 0 and j less than 4, this statement will execute 4 times. Can you understand? So this statement will execute 4 times. So now for I is equal to 0, right friends? So for I is equal to 0, this will execute all these statements, isn't it? So it will execute 4 times, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 times these two statements will be going on executing. Okay, next for I is equal to 1, this will be executing 4 times. Okay, then for I is equal to 2, this statement is going to execute 4 times. Can you understand? Now what we are going to do is we are going to come out of the loop. Okay, so now for I is equal to 1, again is going to execute 4 times. Then for I is equal to 2, this will be executing 4 times. Can you understand? So while seeing the output, you will be able to understand it very well. For I is equal to 0, I told that it will be executing 3 times. So what is being given in the second for loop? You just watch. Scanf. What is the value? 0, 0, isn't it? I value is 0. Now j value is 0, 1. Again 0 and j value is 1. Then again 0, 2. Again 0, 3. So what is the meaning? 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. For the first row, I am going to get the input. Okay, after the first row is being finished, I must have to come to the next row, isn't it? For coming or jumping to the next row, I am using this printf statement /n. Right? So now the cursor is going to come to the next row after executing all these scanf. Now what is I value? Now I value is going to be 1. Now when I value is 1, I am going to come inside this loop. Now I value is 1, keep that in mind. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, it will be executing. So see here, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3, we are getting the values. After getting the values, we are going to come out of this inner for loop. Right? So we have inserted the second row, isn't it? So now what will happen? We are moving to the next row. Okay, we are moving to the next row. Again, what? We are going to increment the first for loop. So what will be the value? I value is going to be 2, isn't it? So for I is equal to 2, this is going to execute 4 times, isn't it? So 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2 and 2, 3. For the third row, we are going to insert the elements. Can you understand? So like this, we are going to insert in the tabular format. Okay, friends, all these are the way we have practiced, we are going to get it. Okay, friends. So now we have got the input. How many elements? 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay, friends. So now, after getting the elements as an input, we are going to print this result. So in the same way we are executing this statement, friends, right? So for int I is equal to 0, I less than 3, okay, now right, for I is equal to 0, this is going to execute how many times? 4 times. 0, 1 will be 0, 0 will be printed, 0, 1, 0, 2 and 0, 3 is going to print your value. After that, we are going to come out of this inner loop. Then I value will be 1, then 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 3 and I think so 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2 and 1, 3 will be printed. Okay, the same way as we discussed in the above loop for input, this is for output statements. Right, friends? So now we will see what will be the format of this output. Okay, so let me compile this program. I think no errors, so we will go for its output. So let me give the values. So 12, 4 3s are 12 values I should have to give. Okay, 3, 4, for example 7, 8, 9. Please watch the way it is being getting the input. Okay, see 3, 4, 7, 6. This is for first row. This is second row. Then for third row. See, friends, this is the output. So first row is 3, 4, 7, 6 and 9, 3, 3, 5 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, friends? So we have implemented 2D array very easily. Listen friends, I think so you will be feeling it very easier for implementing it, right? So now we are going to meet in the next video. So bye.